We're back in business. Well, welcome to the 5D Academy of Higher Consciousness. I'm Zarathustra, broadcasting live from Los Angeles. It's nice to be back together. I think we had a 1 month break from the Academy. I'm not exactly sure, something like that, but it definitely feels like a long time. And I definitely missed broadcasting and connecting with all of you. Um, the topic of the day, I haven't decided what I'm going to talk about yet, but let's just um, hang out together in here and now and see what's going to transpire and what wants to reveal itself. Um, and then we move on from there. So let's just take a deep breath and sink within. Before I start, Amir, I I think I'm gonna have to turn on that air because it's very hot in here. So give me one moment. I just turned off the air conditioning in the house, and I thought because it was too noisy, but now it's boiling in here. So let me just turn on the air. I'll be right back, and then we there. Just one moment, please. Okay. So those of you who are viewing this broadcast on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter and YouTube, just keep in mind that I basically have one major screen, which is the Zoom. And if you want to interact with me, I would recommend that you sign up through our website, which is zarathustra.tv, and come to the academy, and we can connect with each other and see each other. You can ask me questions. But for the moment, take a deep breath and just sink in here, sink in this moment, and relax into here right now. And let your whatever connection you have to the world, whatever ties you have to whatever stories happening in the world right now, in your mind, whatever that is, as far as whether you're going to drama or something is happening in your life, kind of let that go, put it aside for the moment, and hang on within yourself. Just hang out here. Just bring your attention inwards, away from the outside world, and bring your attention within yourself. Divert it as if your eyes are turning inwards, and instead of projecting into the outside world, you are looking within to a one-pointedness, one point within yourself. And you take a deep breath and you dive into it. And as you do this, you just breathe in and breathe out naturally. And you allow meditation to come to you effortlessly rather than forcing to meditate. You allow things to come to you No need to force anything. Just simply hang in here. Just allow life, the mystery of life, to reveal itself to you. Slowly, slowly come back. So, today we're going to be talking about every life crisis is an opportunity for growth. Every time when in a tough situation or sort of a catastrophe or crisis happens in our lives, it becomes an opportunity to transform to a higher level of consciousness. So it's the way we look at things that defines uh, from what angle we're looking at something, whether it's a catastrophe and a disaster, or something's bad has happened, unexpected, and whether we look at it as a disaster or we can look at it as, okay, um, how do I grow? How, what is my spiritual teachings here? What is it I need to learn? And there's different things that we have to learn from every time we're being really challenged. And a major part of this learning is always patience, to be patient. Number one, developing tolerance, developing being patient, and staying still, staying with this place rather than running away from it or medicating ourselves or finding distractions. Or another part is that we don't fall into this place of being a victim, not becoming a victim and blaming what has happened to us or the situation we're put into on someone else or something else. So that's a very easy thing to do, because most people on this planet, their conditioning is to point finger at other people and other things. They're very few people on the planet, they take personal responsibility for what has happened in their lives and not pointing fingers at other people, blaming situations, others, for whatever they're going through. So that by itself requires coming to a level of understanding, which basically it's the expansion of your consciousness, the expansion of your awareness, that as you are awakening, as you're expanding, and you are not having this tunnel vision and is starting to see the bigger picture in life, and realizing that everything is connected to everything. And if something bad or catastrophic happens in your life, it's a collaboration of the entire existence that decided that this needs to happen in this particular time in your life. And as a result of that, you don't put your finger at someone else or something else, rather than simply accepting of what is, recognizing it, that this is an event in life. And now, how do I deal with it? What needs to be done? And what is it for me to learn out of this? What am I supposed to learn from this situation? Whatever is the situation, what do I need to learn from it? What's my spiritual teachings here? And that by itself requires a level of understanding to come to that point, that you maintain your posture and you don't get bent out of shape, and you stay still with the punch that life has given you, and and you simply remain calm and in your silence, and just diving back inwards, and just diving back into this place of being a rock, being solid, and waiting from within to give you the answer, or what's the next move, or what is it you're supposed to do or not do. This is completely different than 99.99% of the people on this planet, that in a situation like that, all they do is blame others or other consequences or situations for what has happened. Because nobody wants to look at themselves. Because everybody else is wrong and you're not. Everybody else is screwed up, or they do things, and you're the benefactor, you're the victim of their doings. You have nothing to do with it. It just happens to you. That's basically the general attitude. And there's no growth in that. So, as a result of that, the same or similar kind of situation happens again in life. And it keeps happening until we arrive at a point in our lives that we have developed maturity, spiritual maturity, and we have expanded to the point that we stop, and we are not blaming anyone, and we're not blaming ourselves either. We just recognize that that's the rhythm of life. Things come together and working, and sometimes things are pushed away and they fall apart. That's how life is. It's in a constant expansion and contraction. And there are periods of time that everything is rosy and peaches and cream, and there are times that it's like hell. It's very tough. And it appears to be that you're struggling. And then sometimes it's very smooth. Everything's coming to you. So this is basically every moment of your life or your daily life and the way you deal with things, it's it's a school. It's schooling. You're being tested, and you have to learn how to maintain your posture, how to maintain your stillness, how to remain silent within yourselves and not get involved with the drama of life. You still have to act and react, but you're not involved. You don't take it personally. You just do whatever you have to do to take care of whatever has happened, what's in front of you, but you're not taking it personally as if you're the victim and it's happening to you. And that's one of our teachings that we have to learn, because it happens every day. And when we're in that situation continuously. And just by recognizing this particular topic, event, subject, recognizing it, all of a sudden an expansion starts to happen, because you're looking at things from a bigger vision, from a different point of view. So now you already went one step higher in your development of your awareness, of your self-realization. In this path of recognizing that there's absolutely no separation, nothing is separated from anything, even though it appears to be that way, even though every day you are faced with making decisions and it appears that you are making choices, it appears that you're having free will, it looks like it, it feels like it tastes like it, that you are someone, an individual human being, separated from everything else, and you are making decisions. It looks like it, but it's far, far away from the reality of life, because there is no individual person separated from the source, and there is no free will as an individual. It just doesn't exist. It's a great idea. It's a great concept. That's all it is. It's a concept and an idea that you believe it exists. But you've never ever had any free will in your life. Not from the beginning to the end. Neither has anybody else on this planet. Because nobody is separated from the whole. Everybody is a part of the one. But naturally, most people cannot see that because they haven't reached that expansion in their consciousness. And as a result of not coming to that place, not recognizing it, a lot of suffering takes place. You go through a process of suffering, and that suffering comes from this sense that you're in control, that you're controlling your destiny, your decisions are yours. And there is others out there, the boogeyman, and the boogeyman is out there to get you. Because if you're feeling like you're separated from life, then there's danger out there that you have to protect yourself against the bad guys or bad elements or other people. But that doesn't exist. It's simply a projection of the mind. It's a projection of a thinking mechanism that has constructed something called the world and your life. It's a construction of an imagination. You simply can't remember your past lives or the timeline, the connection. So it feels like it's an isolated event that is happening in 50, 60, 70 years that you live. It appears that this is it, but you cannot remember the rest of it. So it looks like it's isolated. As you begin to recognize this, and an opening happens, that you warm up to the idea that maybe this is the way it is, then your ears come up like a Doberman dog. You know Dobermans, the dogs? They hear a noise, boom, their ears go up and they become alert. And similarly, same thing happens to us, is there's a moment that something clicks, and then you're open to listen. You're checking it out. And that's where the shift begins to happen, because you're opening yourself up to an alternative reality, an alternative way of being, an alternative way of thinking. Anybody has any questions or comments? Anything? Any sharings? None? Okay. I have a message here. It says, after so much drama, everything have been so silent. No bad things happen and no bad people around me. But I don't know how to spend the rest of my life. Everything is boring. I have lovely family, friends. What's missing? What's missing is the drama. That's what is missing, because we people who are used to, the mind needs to create something. It needs to create some kind of problem where it doesn't exist. So when we get addicted to the drama keeps you going. So it's constant. And when the drama is not there, all of a sudden what happens is, oh, what's going on? I have nothing to do. I'm in the middle of, what do I do now? Because the mind doesn't have anything to hang on to any longer. It wants entertainment. So everything has quieted down. There's no problems with family or the drama or financially or health wise. So all of a sudden we're left with this emptiness, this gap. And because we're projecting on the outside, we're looking for something in the outside world. And then if the outside world comes down and quiets down, you are forced to look within. Now you have to hang out with yourself, with the self. And hanging out with the self, it's quiet because there's nothing going on here. It's just a presence. So when a mind is conditioned to constant stimulation, the nervous system is conditioned to this continuous stimulation of the drama, and that's cut off. So the mind creates this other idea of that it's boring. It's a thought. Oh, it's nothing's going on. I'm bored. I have nothing to hang on to. I have no one to blame. So this is so boring now. It's a thought. It's simply a thought that I'm bored. So now it's just simply another story that was creating before. That it's boredom. I have nothing to do. So the idea is to recognize that, recognizing that prior to that, there was the drama, which was a form of an entertainment stimulation for the nervous system. And that stimulation is gone, which was an unhealthy stimulation. And how do I replace that? What do I do now? Is to recognize that, recognition of it, and going one step beyond that. And the step beyond that is, again, diverting the attention inwards. You bring your attention inwards. You look inside. So as you look inside and you look at the watcher, the one who's been watching, the one who's observing things, so you're looking inwards, so a phenomena takes place because now you're looking, your direction is going towards the Atman. The direction is going towards the self, the one which is always here. But the mind is very frightened of its own death. The mind cannot stand it. So it needs to throw things at you to create another issue. Like, I'm bored. So you go beyond that, you go one step deeper. And what happens is, if you're capable to go one step deeper, you fall into a state of bliss. You come to bliss because it's silent and there's nothing going on. And then all of a sudden the heart opens up and you fall into this place of, wow. You touch your own being, and it's fulfilling and it's very expanded, but it's quiet. So what happens is, large parts of your day goes by that you're just in complete state of blissfulness. But you have to go through that. You have to kind of go one step deeper, beyond the mind, behind the story I'm bored, or the beyond the story I'm in control, beyond the story of the drama, or how do I deal with this, or how do I control life, how do I control things. You got to go beyond that, and then it becomes, you come into the emptiness. But people think emptiness is an oblivion of a place of there's nothing, and it's boring and it's flat. But that's not what we're referring to. It's entering into the fifth dimensional realm of, it's full. But it's not explainable. Well, how is it going to be like? What is it like? What does it mean? I can't explain it to you what it is, what it's going to be like. I can point you direction, how to get to it, how you get there. But I can't tell you what it's going to be like, because it's not an object. It's not a tangible thing you hang on to. It's it's a level of presence. So the mind can't get it. But you have to walk through that. And then it reveals itself to you. It's a sense of peacefulness and completion, a sense of all is well. It's a knowing, but you cannot explain it. You have to come to it. And you've been there, you have touched that place. But no one has ever explained it to you. There's never been an education about it. So there's been times that we've touched it, we've experienced it, and then we lose it because we simply doesn't have an idea. We don't have words for it. We don't recognize what that is. But it's our natural state. Any comments, any questions? Anybody like to share something with me? So we spend this powerful week in Muska in Sweden, we had our retreat. Anybody feels like sharing with us about something? Did you get something out of it? Do you feel like your consciousness has expanded? Do you feel like you walked away with something more, a shift, an understanding? Anyone? Yeah, Monica. Yeah, please.
As usual, I have learned a lot. It was just your teachings, and
can you speak a bit louder, please?
yes. Don't you hear me?
I
I'm
can.
muted. I'm muted. No.
No, you're good. I can hear you. Yeah.
Yes. It was. I learned a lot by you and the other people around me, because I mirrored them and understand a lot more of life. And I think I have get more conscious now after I have felt very, very calm and good, and everybody around me is very nice to me, and I'm very nice to them. So that's the result.
Okay.
I'm so happy. Thank you.
You're welcome. But can you point out at one thing you felt like you learned?
Yes, about life, that you can't control anything. Anything could happen. And before I was worried about perhaps something will happen, but now I feel anything will happen and everything is good.
Right.
Well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yeah, go ahead, Hilda.
Hi. I felt that I come very deep into my silence this time. And I don't need to have control anymore, as Monica told us. And I just see that people are reflecting me as usual, but now I see it much better actually. So I'm calmer and it feels good.
So, two people we have here so far that they feel they are not in control, and the ability of letting go of this false illusory sense of being in control.
Yes, that's good. Because I always known that I have been taken care of, but I really haven't understood it in my heart before I come to Sweden, actually.
Okay, I get it.
So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anyone else? Anything anyone would like to share? No. Cool. Well, we're going to. I already said the next retreat is going to be in February of 2023 in Tulum. And it's going to be February 4th to 12th. So I'm going to start putting the information out. And and I'm going to be putting the retreat out. So you're going to get the info as soon as I put it on my website, and I'll send an email to everybody, and then we'll open up the registration for those of you who are interested. Um, it's this one is more like the one we had in Sedona, so it's also an exploration uh, of the region as well. So it's a combination. I found this beautiful ashram in Tulum that we're going to have the retreat conducted there, but we also have some field trips. So we get to go and explore the Mayan ruins and do some shamanic rituals at the ruins and different sacred places in Maya Tulum. So I'm working on the details, and I'm going to be putting it up. This is going to be in conjunction with Baramji. So Baramji will be there. We're partnering together on this retreat. And I'm really looking forward to it. I think this one is going to be wonderful. The location is absolutely exquisite. It's an ashram in the jungle with a cenote next to it, gorgeous swimming pool, and all these. I'll put out the pictures and you'll see what it looks like. It's absolutely exquisite. I didn't even know this place exists. So, and when I look at the pictures, I'm wondering how long it took him to build something like this. It looks really good. So that's one piece of good news.
Are you still looking into doing that other academy for that's not as general?
You mean the inner circle?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm thinking about offering the inner circle, and those who want to become a member of it. We will. This would be twice a month, a 2-hour session that uh, it's a lot more private, and for those who want to become a member, then it gives me a chance to go deeper into their issues and to go in a deeper level, and I can design a program, a personal program for them to work on and give them homeworks and work on their challenges that they're dealing with in their lives from every aspect, whether it's emotional, psychological, spiritual challenges, or even physical challenges. Yeah, I'm planning on doing that too. Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you to you for thinking of it. I think that will be a great help for if anybody's interested.
Yeah, it works both ways. It also keeps me more in touch with my people I'm involved, because I love doing what I'm doing. And I'm not exactly sure if I can do a European tour in fall. I'm not sure if things are going to open up or it's going to be fluid. Uh, so there's a lot of uncertainties whether the world is going to be easy as far as coming and going. Uh, so I might as well create a program online that I can work with my people in that way. How are you doing, Marie? Hi, Marie. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I want to thank you for being such a good mama to all of us and taking care of us.
My pleasure. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, you definitely made a huge impact of our retreat in Arbatna. Without you, I think it would have not been possible for it to be so smooth and so easy.
Thank you.
Yeah, you sacrificed a lot. You gave your time and energy, and you really took care of us. I really appreciate it.
I really have lots of fun.
Huh.
So
Yeah, I mean, I saw this other aspect of you being so selfless and so loving and giving. Have you been back?
no,
No.
no, I don't think I will do that either. So
Right. Yeah.
no.
Annalie's been going back and forth, so
Yeah,
we'll see.
we'll see what's happened.
We'll see
You
what
never
happens.
know.
You never know.
You never know.
Never say never. We'll
No.
see what happens.
That's the way it is.
Yeah. Very well. Well, I I think I said whatever I had to say. I don't really have anything to say. Um, there's a strong presence here in the room right now. It's really deep, very silent. It's difficult for me to open my mouth and speak. All I want to do is just dive into this deep state of meditation. That's what it feels like today. And I'm sure a lot of you felt it. We're going to be regular with the academy, and I don't foresee any issues with the broadcast. Um for the time being, I'm going to be most probably here in Los Angeles, broadcasting from here. Um, and then we go from that. If not, then I will be in Sedona, but it doesn't look like that's happening for the time being. So, but anyway, our academy is going to be going regularly. If you have any comments, you want to write to me, you can write at info@zarathustra.tv. That's my email. You're welcome to email at me. Uh, it's easier for me to correspond with you via email than Facebook or Instagram. Um, my website is zarathustra.tv, and my social media pages are Zarathustra5D. So feel free to connect. And if you want a copy of this broadcast, will be emailed to you. It would also be on my website, as well as the audio section of it, the podcast. So if you feel like sharing it with any friends, go ahead. We'd appreciate it. Any comments? Any questions? Okay, wonderful. Monica, I'm going to call you on WhatsApp after we hang up, okay?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. Nice seeing you all. And look forward to seeing you next week. Namaste.
Namaste. Recording.
Thank you for joining me. For our friends on YouTube, Facebook, as well as Twitter. I look forward to seeing you next week. Namaste.